180 and when rapid speed down to 2500.
Point wherever you reduce speed to 180.
BlackBox.
All right, so we've gone through all that stuff, and now I can say, hey, thanks for joining us today. I have the privilege of having my nephew on the show, and he'll actually talk to me, which is really crazy. So this is my nephew, Nathan Porter. Nathan, thank you for joining us on the podcast today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
KP's BlackBox. I'm hoping that I'll actually learn something from you today, because you're like already this master YouTuber, master woodworker of GoodView Woodworks.
GoodView Woodworks, yeah.
So let me give you a little, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in, oh, whoops, sorry, Nathan, I hit the wrong button. Let's see here we go. More appropriate. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah. Thanks.
I had to work the audience up into applauding you.
Well, they didn't know who I was yet.
Yeah,
So.
but still to come. And I'm hearing are you hearing some feedback in our ears here? Did
No.
you hear that? That was really weird.
I didn't.
That's Zach. So our sound guy back over there is mischievous, and he might do some things in the middle of the show that could be a little crazy.
Sure. I'm good with it.
You good? Okay.
I'm good with it, yeah.
All right. So the first thing we do, this is, we're new to this kind of video podcasting thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're not a partaker of spirits typically, and I'm going to have to repent for this, but asking you to, hey,
Sure.
cheers to you, and congratulations on a new baby.
Yes. Yeah.
Which happened after adopting a little girl, which is awesome.
It is cool.
Congrats to you and Aaron on that.
Thank you.
That is really, really super awesome.
It is. Yeah. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Our lives
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
Man, thanks for giving me an opportunity to say that.
You probably have some more on during this thing.
Well, you only had to take a sip, man. You guzzled that. We might want to get him some more. Noah, fill his glass. No, I'm kidding.
That barely went in my mouth. That wasn't very much.
Do you need a lighter now, and you can set some flames?
Yeah.
All right. So, thanks for joining us, for real. I mean, I'm honored, really, no BS, to have you on the show.
Well, thank you.
I've known you pretty much all your life, pretty close.
Close, yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you got involved in woodworking.
Yes.
And that's not your full-time job yet. So
no, not yet. One
of the reasons I wanted to interview you is because, man, I want to champion entrepreneurs. I've been one all my life, pretty much the whole time you've known me, other than that little Marine Corps stint, Semper Fi. But I just really want to make sure that folks understand that as an entrepreneur, you are really putting it out there. And it's not for the faint of heart, and nor is it for those who have a tendency to be a little lazy, because you also work a full-time job.
Yes.
While you're working on GoodView.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into woodworking and where that came from.
Okay, sure. So my best friend, Cliff, his dad, actually did most of the smaller woodworking projects for Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Nice.
And when I was...
that's awesome.
Yeah, when I was in high school and stuff, and Cliff, his dad, would be working on stuff in the shop, I would just go out there and say, hey, man, teach me what you know.
I know Cliff now. His dad made some stuff for us in my previous company. My brother would... Your dad... call them jigs.
Yeah. That was him.
Tool.
He would help me make those. Yeah.
Man, that dude is so talented.
Super talented.
Yeah.
He's like borderline genius when it comes to that kind
I
of
don't
stuff.
think he'll appreciate being called borderline genius. I mean,
well, I don't know what a real genius is, but
I don't either.
If I could guess, when it came to mechanical, he's very mechanically inclined. So
I've been referred to as an idiot savant. So
I don't know what that second word was,
I don't either. But it sounded good. So, anyways. I digress. So you were working and learning from this guy in terms of what he was doing with Busch Gardens and in his shop.
Yep.
So how did that turn into where you are today with GoodView?
Okay, that's a good question. So I'm always, just looking online, finding little projects. I always like to be working on projects and things like that. I saw some guy turning some stuff. You know what turning means? Like
Nope.
you put it on a
Don't have
lathe.
pups,
It's
so.
a machine that spins, and you kind of have a tool that carves it into different shapes.
Okay.
I was just really interested, and so I called Fred up one day. I said, "Hey man, you got a lathe?" He said, "Yeah, but the motor is broke on it." And I have an automotive background. I said, "I'll rebuild it for you if you teach me how to use it." And so I put a new motor on there, got it all
Yeah.
working.
That's right, because you went to NASCAR school, right?
I did NASCAR
to-
Technical Institute.
And you had a Volkswagen once that you're a cool dude, man. You've built cars,
Yep.
race cars.
Mm-hmm.
You still have that Volkswagen that you?
No, I sold that. Do
did?
you remember me and you and I traded? I took your Range Rover one day, and you took the Beetle. Do you remember
Was
that?
that high?
No,
What?
I don't remember why you did that, but yeah, it was right
That
after.
was a weird time back then.
Yeah.
I drove your Beetle, which was a badass car. We're gonna have to. I'm not supposed to curse, right? So sorry.
I only do that on my YouTube channel. This is your channel. You can do what you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were schooling me today that we're going to have to go back, and Ian's going to have to put some bleeps in there because I got this marine potty mouth every once in a while, so
That's okay.
He'll bleep it out. So I had my Range Rover, you had your Beetle, and we switched.
Yeah, it was a little turbo Beetle, and I don't remember why.
What was I thinking?
I don't know. I think you just wanted to see what it was like. So it's not like we traded for a day or anything. I drove it to work or drove it from work to
Yeah.
your house or something, and you drove my Beetle, and
That's crazy.
you said, "I don't like when you press a gas and it wants to steer into the other lane."
Oh, I do remember that now. That thing
Yeah.
had so much power.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what did you do with it?
I sold it. It's gone. I just
Yeah, but the guy who bought it, is he like racing it or
He's
something?
He was a kid. He was probably like 18, 19
Really?
years old. Yeah.
So Zach's. All right. So yep, that little blip in the screen was Zach screwing up our podcast. So,
Hey, man, come on.
Thanks a lot, Zach. And you do it by yourself, right?
yeah,
I
do.
got this team, and man,
Yeah, but this is much more legit. Mine.
This is legit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to make my own office, and then once I did that, I can.
well, I have a face for radio, so and we got brave enough to actually, video this stuff. All right, so Zach got me off course. We were talking about the
cars.
the cars.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a client in my financial firm who's a FedEx pilot, but he's also a race car driver.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
he does up in Richmond, around in there. So I'll talk to you off camera about that. Really,
Sure.
I was telling him about you one day and your Beetle you had, and used to do these like quarter-mile races.
Yeah, drag race.
What were they called? There was a name for them.
Just drag racing.
It was something different. You called it a sprint, maybe, or something like that.
Oh no, I think
No?
it's just drag racing.
I'm just making crap up, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll keep moving on with this then. So
Sure.
you've got obviously a talent, a mechanical talent, a mechanical mind. How do you think that played into your entrepreneur desire? And so you took something that you're really good with your hands. You have a mechanical mind.
Yeah.
And how did that kind of blend into the woodworking world?
Well, so at first it was just I was interested in it, okay? And then my wife suggested that I should make videos and post them up on YouTube. And I made one or two at first, and then, her and I talked, and we were just kind of saying, do I want to like actually make this into something serious?
So YouTube page, while you're talking, I'll pull this
Yeah.
up. GoodView Woodworks. Dude, you've got
Yeah.
23,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
I think we have 4, which I think I'm paying those people to actually subscribe. So
no, don't do that. It's a big no-no on
no,
YouTube.
oh, did I
Yeah.
just up? I was just kidding. I
Yeah.
was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, but seriously, if anybody's wanting to do that for YouTube, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a
No,
no-no.
That's a no-no.
All right. So all
yeah,
right.
don't pay for subscribers. Pay for ads. Ads
Yeah.
work.
Google
Subscribers.
YouTube. I was just kidding. All right. So, but that's awesome. So
Yeah.
Aaron was telling you, hey,
Why,
you
yeah, why
don't-
not? Yeah, why not throw up some videos? Your dad, was successful at that. At the time, he was.
And he's got the puppet thing, right?
Yeah, totally different niche.
Yeah.
And
It's hard to get
It's
little
weird.
kids to watch woodworking.
Right.
But if you put a sock on your hand,
yeah, you know what?
they go batshit crazy, as the term would go.
I don't.
right?
I don't think that would be
That's-
kosher, anyways.
Right.
A lot of sharp tools and things.
Right.
Like that.
Hey kids, watch my finger.
So yeah, my wife said throw those up there. Well, then, I started to think about it seriously about making my own brand and things like that. And
Yeah.
how can we supplement our income? And so we just had this big discussion and we started to take it serious. So the first 2 videos I posted, they were like 2 or 3 months apart from each other. So I think I posted my first video December 2017.
Dude, I'm looking at this video of you here. Did someone like surprise attack you and as you
No, on my Shop Talk Tuesday. So no, that's just an automatically generated thumbnail that YouTube gives you when you don't post your own.
Okay.
And that's actually, speaking of
You're
being,
just so legit. You'll just throw up whatever now. You don't even.
it's because I have no time. That's why.
I would be called a try hard. Like I'm like, man, I just gotta do whatever I can to put up some pictures and make it look cool. And
Well-
you're just like, screw it.
No.
No?
See, this is a big deal. You want to have good thumbnails, or you're not going to get the views, and you only get paid by views. So that's something I'm working on.
Well, you put this up 2 days ago,
Yes.
and you have 333 views.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'd say work with your ugly face, man. It's working.
No, if I have
That's terrible.
If I have a video that's going to be good, I will get about 1,400 views in 12 hours.
What?
Yeah, so that's how I know if it's gonna.
Yeah, I am so out of this game, guys. I need to be schooled here. So we were going to talk woodworks, but let's talk YouTube videos. I know nothing.
Okay, so just briefly, we got to working on YouTube, and I just made a commitment. I was going to post every week,
Yeah.
every single day, every single week for a year. And what was crazy is it took me from January 2018 to August or September to get my first 100 subscribers. Okay, so eight months, 8 or 9 months. But before that year ended, I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark. So it took me 8 months, and then just another 3 months to go from 100 to 1,000.
So back me up. What was the goal?
So my wife and I, we had already started the adoption process, and so
Maybe we need some money.
well, yeah, because I don't
okay.
want to pay for a babysitter. She's a nanny anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't want
I'm
to go
familiar
there.
with that. Yeah.
So
awesome,
right?
nanny.
Yeah, she is an awesome nanny.
Years ago, she fired us.
I wanted her to stay home with the baby, and
Yeah.
so I had to find a way to make supplemental income so that she could stay home because I didn't make enough to have one income.
Let's talk to your boss.
Yeah.
What's his name? No, just kidding.
His name?
No.
No, great boss. Actually, one of the best guys I've ever worked for right now. So.
That's awesome.
So that's what it's turning into. And right now, I make enough from YouTube to pay our mortgage and our car payment.
Dude, that's awesome.
So those are two big.
Cheers to you. Let's
Yeah. So I've been posting.
Because this is my YouTube page right now.
Yeah,
Crickets.
that's all right. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk to folks in the financial business, and that being my profession, I'm pretty good at that. But I talk to them about when you're setting goals, and so I want to continue this conversation with you. I
Sure.
talk about this very simple strategy of when you're setting goals, they need to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time sensitive.
Right.
And so I was listening to some things you were saying, and you were talking about kind of how that you'd laid this out over the course of a year, and you were just grinding, right? You're grinding.
Seriously.
But how you make a smart goal smarter is by executing and repeating.
Right.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
That's right.
So I can't take credit for that. I learned that from Jack Canfield. So Success Principles right there on the table. You should read it. If you haven't read that book, great book to read. Jack Canfield wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Okay.
Success
I
Principles.
do know this.
Guy's awesome. I've been in some training with him. It's fabulous. Highly recommend it. You'll see that link on the webpage if you want to pick up the book. So you started grinding at these videos, but what you were doing in front of the camera was your craft, right? You're
Right.
using your hands, building things. What was the first thing you built?
Oh,
Aaron's table, is that?
no. First thing I built was a ring box for Erin. She was gone away on a trip, and I
Dude,
just
you're
wanted to make
such a
something.
romantic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the first video. It didn't do super well, just because of
She didn't like it.
No, she loves the box. She still has it. Still
It's
uses
kindling now.
It. No,
Keeps the babies warm on the fire.
that's right.
Yeah, all
No, she loves it. It's still right there on top of her dresser. So,
That's
the
awesome.
video itself didn't do well.
The video, okay, not
Right.
the ring box.
The ring box did exactly what it's supposed
Home
to.
run.
It held rings.
You do have a baby now.
Yeah, that's right.
It worked.
Yeah. So that was the first video. Didn't do very well. Didn't do very well on the thumbnail.
My ears were
okay.
burning inside
Oh,
this
okay.
headset. Sorry.
The thumbnail was okay, but obviously as I made more and more videos, I think I have like 150 videos or something like that at this point.
So that took you 8 months to get to how many views?
100 subscribers.
100 subscribers.
Yes.
Wow. So you've got to have the resolve, the intestinal fortitude, if you're going to do this, to stick it out.
Yeah. Some people can pop it off, and like I heard a story of a guy the other day hit 1 million subscribers in 28 days, but that rarely ever happens. And
What does he do?
I have no idea. I don't even know how he did that. But
Yeah. It's an urban myth. Zach, find that out. Million views. We're going to fact check you.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mention.
No, I heard that from Daryl Eves.
Okay, we'll
check him
blame
out.
Daryl.
Yeah, that's right.
Your fault, Daryl. So you made Aaron this ring box. You posted this video, and then you had to go back in the shop. So what were you doing then?
Well, you mean the projects following that?
Yeah.
See, that was the thing. This is my biggest problem as an entrepreneur. Okay,
All right.
is
Let's hear
I'm a
it.
terrible planner.
Okay.
Terrible.
All right.
My-
I know a guy that can help you.
Who's that? And it's not. It's because I have it all in my head, and I don't write it down.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scatterbrained.
Ah.
And so we actually, as a matter of fact, a couple of months ago, Aaron's like, "You need to get this straight." So I went and got a whiteboard and drilled it right into the wall in our dining room, so that I can plan things and have video processes.
So, folks, Aaron was a school teacher.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little history on that.
Yes.
Aaron was a great school teacher, PE teacher for our kids. We loved her so much. We actually hired her as a nanny for almost
like-
a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. And as God would have it, some would maybe call that fate, but as a divine appointment,
Yeah.
you met your bride through a nannyship, like an internship with the Porters, right?
That's right. She had her little.
She's like, oh my God, if I can put up with Kenny Porter, then Nathan would be a breeze.
Hey, man, I used to go grab random papers because I knew she filed stuff for you on Fridays at ProPack. And I would just go take them to her. I say, hey, I think you need these just so I could talk to her.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But,
I didn't know I was like oblivious to that.
she's like 5.5 years older than me. So at the time, she was like, I ain't got time for this little
cradle
kid.
robber, right? She was
Yeah.
like, I don't really want to be
I think I was 21. She was 27 at the time.
nice.
Yeah.
She probably didn't want you like broadcasting her. She's still 27 though, right?
Right.
And you're
No, she come on, man. This
All
is-
right.
everybody knows at
Okay.
this point.
all right. All right. So you started working with epoxy.
Yes. So,
That's really cool. I'm a big fan.
yeah.
Did
so,
it to my garage floor. You going to come over and see that this weekend?
yeah.
Don't, please be easy on me.
Okay.
'Cause I didn't.
There's a big
I'm
learning.
really good with finances. I'm really
Yeah.
good with things that are dealing with personal financial economics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good with podcasts. People know that already. I'm working on it. And I'm not good, nor is Ian, our producer back there, with epoxy. So
Yeah.
when you see this, be easy. It was our third attempt because I had to grind the floor up and then do a little grinding again, and it was not
Oh man.
not a good scene.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Some tough lessons, but I didn't give up.
That's right.
Kept pressing forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come over this weekend. I want to show you that.
Sure.
So let me bring you back to thinking about this from a goal setting point of view. And thanks for being transparent that you didn't have your act together. You were a little discombobulated.
Yeah.
You like that word?
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. And so you didn't have your thoughts together. What changed there as you were working through this process? What you put this sign up on the wall
Yeah.
with this whiteboard.
It makes it much easier when I can see what I need to do instead
Yeah.
of trying to remember what I have to do all the time. Because, I mean, if you guys ever made a YouTube video, it's not as simple as just recording and slapping it up on the internet.
Right.
I mean, you know, I
You see this finished product and you think, oh, that must be easy. I'll do that. I'll set up a YouTube channel.
Right. And then you have, and then as well, I have to make a complete woodworking project in the whole midst of that.
Wow. You just can't come into the office like this and go, hey, let's just chat it up and talk about your business.
Yeah, I have to set it up, make sure camera angles are good. And you know what's really, so this is probably one, it's such a small financial decision, but it's the best one. I did my first 100 videos with a iPhone SE. And the reason why
So Ian knows what that means.
it's you know what iPhone 5 is?
Yeah.
Imagine a 5 with all the 6 guts in it, and that's what it is. And the reason why I
Wow.
chose that is because nobody liked it, but it recorded in 4K. And so I paid $98 for it brand new, and I was able to monetize my channel with $98.
$98 investment
Yeah.
in a phone.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to tell your numbers today, but you've had a great return on that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I pay my mortgage and my car.
Wow.
Every month.
And your mortgage now, you have like a 25,000 square foot house or something.
No,
like that?
1,800.
18,
But I have 2 acres. So
2
property,
acre.
property,
Dude, that is
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
Man, I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, man.
That is awesome.
I appreciate that.
I'm proud, and I'm also envious and jealous. I'm like, okay, I'm gunning for you. I'm going to try to compete with you
Yeah,
and
thanks.
outperform your channel. So
I mean, come on.
buck up.
Yeah.
Here I come.
I'm ready.
Me and my 4 subscribers. So don't laugh now.
I was there.
Right.
I know what it's like.
Who was your first 3?
Oh, probably obviously
dad?
my wife and Paul and
I
yeah,
remember Paul,
my mom.
who's my brother,
Yeah.
your dad.
Yeah.
I remember him. Well, we'll come back to the adoption process because
Yeah.
you were adopted.
I was, yeah.
And it was my brother,
Mhm.
and then your father, your biological father, who you have a relationship with, who has
Yeah.
a successful YouTube channel. So, you know, I hate to be cliche-ish, but sometimes it takes a tribe, right? It takes a lot of different people with a lot of
Yeah.
different skill set.
Sure.
And you try to pick from the best and learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going through this process. You're working with kind of a discombobulated system here. You don't have a game plan, really, is what I'm hearing from you. Am I
Right. Yeah.
Did I have
That's
that
how
right?
it was. Yeah. For a long time.
Where was the flip of that switch where you went, okay, I have a process now, I have a system. Explain that to me.
Yeah. So it really hit when Esther, our little baby girl, came home when we picked her up from the hospital, and all that happened.
Dude, don't make me get all misty-eyed over
No,
here.
no. It added this
Yeah.
huge, just changed my life in a really big way. But now I have to be a dad and this kind of stuff too. And you can't be a dad and not be home.
Yeah.
and and so now I have this really big thing that is coming in front of all the videos and the projects and all that.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have all my time set out, I was missing the times I was supposed to upload and things like that. And it would be like, instead of posting every week, it'd be every week and a half. And you could see my following just falling
Yeah.
down. And then my full-time job, there was, this actually happened about 6 months ago. I had to start working overtime, and I was putting in 16-hour days at my full-time job.
Jeez.
And I didn't post for 2 months. And I went from the way I was growing. I was growing really fast.
Yeah.
Okay, on YouTube, and my income dropped 75% in 2 months
You're kidding me. You're
No.
from your YouTube.
from my YouTube. Yeah.
and so
Now,
that's a little scary if
Yeah.
you're using that as a offset to help pay for
right,
mortgage. and-
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when that
Did
happened,
Aaron walk in and hand you the camera and say, "Here, dude, get to work"?
No, actually, Aaron's awesome. First of all,
So
she,
supportive.
Yeah, super supportive. She was just saying, it's going to be a little tight. I know you're working really hard. Just try your best. She said, but here are the areas where I think that you need to change. And,
Yeah.
it's never easy to hear from anyone close to you that you need to change something about yourself. But it was something that's negative that I did need to change. And being just scatterbrained and not organized. I'm still not organized, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But to plan my stuff out.
You know
totally
what's
helps.
amazing? I tell my team this all the time. This thing I have next to me here on the table, it's an amazing tool or tools.
Yeah, right.
A yellow pad and an ink pen. And I'm still archaic. There's something cathartic. There's something like how the brain works. And I know there's some science behind this, and I'm sure we'll have Zach fact check me. But when you write it, there's like this energy that transfers from what goes from your brain onto the paper. And it like cements, it like memorializes those things that you have to do.
Yeah.
And I'm a box checker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have these little pads laying around in my office, and I'll have these little boxes, and I'll have a simple to-do that they may not be able to read or understand. And they're laughing. I'm like, nope, your handwriting's like a chicken.
Mine too.
I write down these top 6, and I typically try to have top 6 every day.
Yeah.
And I went back to this whole creation thought. God had 6 things,
That's
6
right.
days.
6 days.
He did it, and he took a little rest.
Yep.
So there's something awesome about going, okay, I've got this task. I'm going to check it off.
Yeah.
And when I do it, I feel fulfilled. I feel accomplished.
Right.
And then I can add to that. But what's important in that is what I think you're finding out now is that as you prioritize things from your family to your full-time job to your good works or good views.
Yeah, GoodView
Good
Woodworks.
wood.
That's right. Either one.
I'm going to screw it all up.
It's a
and
tongue
it's right in
twister.
front of me.
Yeah.
GoodView Woodworks.
Yeah.
.com.
That's right. .com. Go check it out.
Yeah. You know what? When you screw up words, you might as well throw a little love out there.
Yep.
There's your website.
Yep.
We're going to Woodcraft.
Yes.
Sign up for those classes.
Yep. I teach classes at Woodcraft. As a matter of fact, next weekend
No kidding.
I have a class there in Richmond. It's a 2-day course, and you get to learn straight from Nathan Porter, GoodView Woodworks.
From the master. Oh, there's
That's
somebody
right.
jumping on your program, putting an ad in there. Hey, good luck,
man.
dude. We
No.
want to really see Nathan here. There
Yeah,
he
but I
is.
like those. That's what pays my mortgage, remember?
Yeah, that's awesome. So, hey, go check out Nathan on GoodViewWoodworks.com. Man, you're a fast worker. What are you complaining about? Look how fast you move.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
That's
to work real
awesome.
fast.
And
Erin actually, that's a real sign. She hand painted that.
let's go back and look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my logo.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool, man. And I don't know if I've told you this or not, but I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
really
that.
cool that you've done that. And now you've got like your church here, your wood church.
That's right. Yeah. So this is a pretty cool story.
Okay.
This is actually a demo. This is free. It was my first time doing a demo, and this is the first time that Woodcraft had this many people and for a demo. There's like 35 people there. which is
Dude,
pretty
you know what this reminds me of? This is like Jesus in the temple at 12 years old. Because you look like a freaking 12-year-old up there.
cool. Yeah.
And you've got these Pharisees and Sadducees that you're teaching and you're just discipling about wood. I'm getting all spiritual.
Oh yeah.
But that's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I look at this and these men, middle-aged and a little older,
Mm-hmm.
are learning from this young buck.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Most of the people in my classes are older than me, so.
But these guys are probably like really good, right?
Yeah, some
And
of
they're
them.
continual learners,
Yeah, right.
which is, I think, a lesson for all of us in life. You can never stop learning.
That's true.
And you always have to be, some of my friends call it the grind.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun if you're passionate about it. And
Yeah.
you found something you were passionate about and you brought them together. You're great with your hands, and you found an opportunity with putting yourself in front of a camera
Yeah.
and sharing something you're passionate about with an audience, and it seems to be working for you. You
Yeah.
know? You're growing that.
Yeah.
And so when you had this lull,
Mm-hmm.
what was the lesson learned from that, and what did you do to come out of that?
Yeah, great
That
question. Great question. So obviously at that point I was like, look, actually I was not like this. I said to my wife, I'm struggling right now, man.
Yeah.
I've been working really hard, and it's not. And you can work really hard, but if you work wrong, you're not going to get anywhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter that you're working really hard, because you could dig a pool with a spoon, but it's going to take a really long time.
That whole perfect practice mindset. Yeah.
Yeah. So so she like I said, she said, here's some areas where you can improve, and then she said, why don't we, I can help you in that area. She's a teacher. She's a little more organized than I was, and she was like, let's do this every Sunday evening or Monday evening when you come home. We'll go through what needs to happen during the week, and we'll schedule out days. So, Monday,
the
Tuesday.
planner came out.
That's right.
She had her student planner.
She
had her Nathan planner.
It's that whiteboard in the middle of our dining room on the wall. And, I have set days where I don't do anything, where I spend time with her and the baby. And I really enjoy those days. I need those days. But the other days, I got to come home from work and continue working. And she knows that. As long as she knows that, she's good with it.
Yeah.
And
how far out are you planning things now?
Big projects, I'm months ahead, but I dial them down into smaller segments. So if you were to look at some of my videos, I have part 1, part 2, part 3, because they say on YouTube, don't do that. Everybody wants it all at once. But I did something different, and most of my subscribers will comment this. You're the only person that breaks it down to every single step. They said a lot of people want to teach you, but they cram it all in one and they skip steps. I don't do that, so I break it up in.
Wow. How long are your videos? Like 9 minutes, 16 minutes?
They're all over the place. I try. So if you're coming to it from a monetary perspective, you can get more ads if it's over 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just was scrolling through here. How to price your projects?
Yes.
So you actually charge people for this, huh?
I do. Yeah, I really do.
This is not a 501c3. It's not a not-for-profit.
Correct.
Yeah. You are paying your mortgage.
Even though I do have a couple of those projects coming up soon.
Come on, man. Don't be jabbing at me like that.
I'm not jabbing at you.
Whoa.
No.
I was feeling that. Like,
no.
Oh, that wasn't
for you. No,
I was about to.
No.
Got my.
No, I have. There's a friend of mine that had a baby born with a disability, so I was.
Now I feel like a total dickwad.
No. So this is actually hasn't happened yet.
That's booing me.
No. I was gonna do like a fundraising thing for them, just like
No way.
guy over at Mike's, Stone Coat Countertops did for me.
Yeah. You were telling me about this guy off camera, so
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that story with him.
So
and I do want to come back to the process.
Sure. Yeah. So he owns Stone Coat Countertops in Oregon.
Okay. What's his name?
Mike Quist.
Mike Quist.
Yep.
That's a dude. It sounds like should have on the show one day.
I'm sure he
hook us up.
Yeah,
Love to talk to him.
I can hook you up.
Mike, we're calling you.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Mike, check out
West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Well, so I talked to him just because I liked his product, which is Stone Coat Countertops Epoxy.
Yeah.
And we got connected. He had me on his podcast. We got to talking on the phone a bunch, and then he actually donated some money to our adoption fund, quite a bit. I won't share how much, but it pushed us over the edge so that we don't have a payment for that.
And you'd never met this guy?
Not at the time, but I have met him in person.
Yeah. But at the time that you were sharing your story with him, asking him questions?
Nope.
Wow.
Just FaceTime. He saw my face, he saw my videos, that kind of thing, but never in person.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, so my full-time job with the railroad, I travel a lot, been to, all over the place. And I went to California, and I called him up on my way there, and I said, hey, man, if I do have a couple of days off, can I drive up? And he said, yeah. So I ended up finishing work like 2 days early, 3 days early. And I called him. I said, you still in town? He said, yeah. And he put me up in a hotel for a couple of nights, paid for all my meals. I got to meet his family.
Dude, we got to support this dude. Okay,
yeah, he's a great guy.
What's his YouTube?
Stone Coat Countertops.
Stone
Coat.
C-O-T. There it is.
C-O-A-T, yeah. Yeah, check him out. There he is. Mike. That's Mike right there.
I'm going to just go over here and subscribe to Mike, so I can start watching some of his stuff. What an awesome guy. Hey, Mike, we're giving you a shout out. This is supposed to be a show for Nathan, but...
Yeah. But check him out, too.
Yeah.
Now, this guy being an entrepreneur, this dude made. He has a book out, so I can say this, but so when I was reading through his book, he made $1 million in the first year on YouTube, over $1 million.
No kidding.
Yeah, but that is because he had a product to sell, right? So
Yeah.
what I'm making from YouTube is ad revenue, right?
Right.
And if most of the guys, the big leagues on YouTube, their ad revenue only is about 2% of their income. So
Wow.
that's where I'm going. I want to have a product. I want to get outside of just relying on ad revenue.
So if you go back to, let's go back to your site. Hey,
Sure.
We've given you enough love here, Stone Coat. No, that's cool. I want to talk to you. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike. But if you go back to that young kid, Nathan, at the NASCAR school, I think it was down in Charlotte, right?
Yeah,
I
North
remember when
Carolina.
you did that. Did you have any inclination, that you would be doing, that you'd be married and have 2 kids, or soon to be 2 kids?
Yeah, soon to be.
And now at 20, what?
How old am I now?
You, not your wife. Quit telling her.
I am
age.
32 years old.
You're 30. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me an old fart.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. So when you think about this, man, what's so cool is watching you grow up, watching what you've done with your business, and watching you learn through the process of being an entrepreneur. When you had this lull, was there any moment where you were like, crap, I lost my audience, I lost revenue, where you maybe wanted to give up?
Yeah,
Was there ever
definitely.
that thought?
That thought definitely crossed my mind. And Aaron said, "No, heck no.
Yeah.
You're not giving up now."
We got a mortgage to pay.
Yeah, right. Well, and it wasn't even just about that.
Right.
She knows that I really enjoy it and things like that,
Yeah.
and she wants to see me succeed. So
Yeah.
she was like, "Help me push through."
I was asking you this a little bit off camera when we were just getting ready for the show, and I'd asked you if you like chocolate chip cookies, and
Yes, I do.
and so Kathleen and Sarah we're going to have their cookies on the show one day and promote that for them outside of the coffee business, Miller House Coffee right there. But Sarah and Kathleen, your cousin and your aunt,
Who?
auntie.
Oh
aunt,
yeah. Okay.
Cat P. Amazing cookie makers. But when I've watched them make these cookies before, one of the ingredients is salt. And I didn't know that till I was watching them make these cookies one day. And I'm like, that's really interesting that in order for this cookie to taste well, and so I tasted the batter
Yeah.
without the salt, and it was a little just like bland, like the flavor was just okay.
Right.
But when you put salt in your mouth, and I don't want anybody to go home and try this today, but you can if you want. You just put a little salt in your mouth by itself. It's a little underwhelming. Words that come to mind, salty, right?
Yeah, that's a great one. It
You guys,
perfectly
that's
describes
corny,
it.
I know, that's right. Go ahead, I'll do that myself, right? But what's amazing is that when you add that to anything, the flavor comes alive. And I think that's resonant of failure.
Right.
That in order, and you were talking about your friend who's never really had to go through bad stuff in his life and kind of had the silver platter, and we won't mention that guy, and he's probably going to beat you up for
He probably
he'll
probably won't even know.
you were talking about me. But you've seen me through some life and through some failures that I've even experienced, and I am so thankful for those. I am thankful that happened to me in a weird sort of way. Not that I would wish failure on anyone, but I think it's necessary for you to grow as an entrepreneur, for you to grow as a person, for your character to form. And I think character forms in those times of hardship. And your cousin is down in Fort Benning right now, getting his butt kicked. And he wants to be this, in the special forces community. We're supporting him. We'll give him a shout out. Go get him, Izzy.
Yeah.
But
he still goes by Izzy.
Well, with his daddy, he
Yeah.
didn't want anybody else calling him Izzy, so call him Izzy.
Okay.
But he's gone through a little period there, man, where he's had to have this first meeting with failure, and it plays some freaking tricks on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when this happened to you and your YouTube channel started waning, you were ready to quit.
Yeah.
And so you had the support team, you had Aaron, but what inside of you? Aaron obviously can cheerlead, and like Kathleen one
Right.
day just told me, Kenny, pull up your big boy pants
Yeah.
and go get it.
Yeah.
Are you a Marine or not, right? So I had that to fall back on and go, oh yeah, I can't give up. I got to stay in the fight.
Right.
What am I doing? Why am I feeling sorry for myself? People have been in much worse situations than I. And that self-talk has to turn from the head trash of, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, I've screwed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my last day of my shining moment.
Yeah.
What were you saying to yourself when you were getting that pep talk from Aaron? What had to happen with you in order for that to have that turn?
Yeah. Well, one big thing for me is, I have a family to support, right? So that's first and foremost.
A little bit of motivation
right?
there.
Yeah, that's a little bit of motivation. But also the thing that I'm trying to build is not, obviously we want financial freedom, right? But it's more time freedom for me, because I want to have the ability to, let's say, so my in-laws live in Detroit, and Aaron's other family lives all the way in Salt Lake City, right? So they're really far apart. But I only have 14 days to do what I want to out throughout the year. Well, I want to free up some time so that I could go visit, or I could help them with their church plant, or whatever.
Yeah, awesome. Time freedom, money freedom, right?
Right, and right, exactly. And so that's what I aspire to do is obviously support my family, but also give them a different opportunity than obviously the way that I grew up just working all the time and stuff like that.
So that's what I tell folks all the time about part of the little passion of KP's BlackBox and kind of our little brand that I came up with and thought through as well. What do I want to talk about in this BlackBox is getting down into the deep nitty gritty of how it is when bad things happen, or what are your techniques or skills. And if you think about a black box and you think about when an airplane goes down, what's everybody want to go to? Get the information, get the details. And what I tell folks all the time is there are two things that are important to you in life: money and oxygen.
Right, yeah.
Try to live a day without either one of those, and let me know how that works out for you.
Exactly.
I haven't had anybody yet say that it's been a successful trip for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, bringing that back to your piece and that money, that oxygen, that mindset, the mindset for you and having that shift and going, hey, I want to have this time freedom, money freedom. Yeah. There's a book, I'll plug a book here today. A guy named Jeff Olson wrote a book called The Slight Edge. And we'll put that on the website here for folks because this is awesome as a young entrepreneur. The Slight Edge talks about this rule of what's easy today becomes hard tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And if you do what's hard today, if you do those things you don't want to do, those little grinds, oh man, I got to write my list. Oh, I got to think through my day. Or I've got to create steps to this video in order for people to understand my process. Mm-hmm. What's hard today becomes easy tomorrow. Yeah. And so often what happens to all of us, we'll go through phases of we're going, I just want to effing do it anymore. I quit. Yeah. I tell my staff all the time, I quit or fire myself about 7 times a week. Wow. And then I have to go stand in the bathroom, talk to the guy in the mirror, and it's a little awkward because people walk in and then I'm like, oh, I'm just washing my hands. I'm just cleaning up here. I'm not really talking to myself. But there is this self-talk. You have to talk to that gray matter, the stuff between your ears, and you have to completely rinse the head trash out. Yeah. So for you, you had a cheerleader, an Aaron. You had this motivation with a baby, a mortgage. Yeah. So what were you doing personally? Are you making this list? Were you what could you tell the audience of these are some steps that you took to get you back?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Where you are now.
Yeah. So first of all, I got to do research, right? Well, I do because it's YouTube, and I'm still new on YouTube. I mean, I've been there for a couple of years, but
it's better than 4.
Yeah. Right. So I wanted to learn at that point. So now it's time for research. I need to learn. I need to change my game up a little bit. And now not only am I growing a channel, but I got to bring it back up from the depths. So I'm doing this 30-day challenge with another big YouTuber, learning from his experience because he's been on here since 2006 or something, really long time.
So you're finding a mentor. You're
Exactly.
finding somebody who's been
Yes.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, you learn from those ahead of you, not
Right.
those behind you. You can
Right.
learn stuff from those
Yeah.
behind you. These men are learning here in this page. They're learning from a young buck.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But you're bringing some wisdom to the table. You're bringing another thought, another way, maybe a strategy that they haven't considered in woodworking.
Right. You got to do it though. You
Yeah.
can think about it all day long, every day, but if you don't take any steps,
Yeah, the
nothing's
old
gonna happen.
Chinese proverb is the journey to 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You're just taking it step by step.
Right.
Along the way, do you have these little, I call them chunks? Do you chunk it down into achievable goals? Do you have like
Yes.
these baby step goals that are achievable right here in front of you? You can go, man, I got this specific, it's measurable. I've got this attainable goal that's in front of me. I may have the time freedom, money freedom goal way out here.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Well, I do that in a little bit different way, though. I really gauge it on views, right? Because
Okay.
views is money when it comes to
Yeah.
YouTube, and so I will adjust. Like right now, I'm working on upgrading my thumbnails, right? And so
And thumbnails being that little picture. Okay.
yeah, because when you go on YouTube, the first thing someone looks at is a thumbnail. They don't read the title first. The title is the second thing that they look at,
Yeah.
and then they make a decision. Am I going to click that video?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going
yeah.
back here.
Yeah, if you go to mine real quick. I'm going to show you. You
What
see,
do I charge?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So-
a thumbnail there.
Yeah, and people want to see your face.
Yeah.
They want to see something tell a
God,
story.
that's scary for me.
They want to see something tell a part of a story.
Right.
And this story here obviously is, how do you price a project? But then they have to click it to see the rest of the story. Okay. And so small
Coaching
goal.
a friend on how to build a River Cove table. That's cool.
Yeah. And so the small goal I have is I make a change, see how it produces. If it doesn't produce, I analyze, and then I adjust. So, here's the plan, execute, analyze, adjust. Those are
That's
the
awesome.
steps that
Plan,
I take.
execute, analyze, adjust.
That's right. And I can't coin that. That's Daryl Eves. That's my
Yeah.
mentor. That's his.
Well, I used to have this one that I trademarked: decide, commit, execute.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't use it much anymore. It's still mine. Don't mess with it. I'll sell it to you.
Okay, cool.
We'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
So what's interesting to me is that you started with wood, but when did the epoxy thing come in?
Yeah, so that came in just because, you're searching through Instagram for ideas. Well, I'm searching through Instagram for ideas, and you see it happen every once in a while. Something would come up with epoxy, and I was like, I need to get into that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
And
like,
it
I'm gonna
didn't-
pull one up here and try
Yeah.
to show the audience what you.
It
what you
didn't
built.
become like something like I'm going to make a business out of this until I mess with it
Yeah.
a few times.
This is your shop here, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's my wood shop.
And if you're listening, I know it's kind of a little bit of a disadvantage here. So go to our site and check this out.
Yeah, this table right here is for a yacht.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy commissioned you to build him a table
Yeah.
for the yacht. Now, in the center of the table here, we're looking at some darker colors. Is that already epoxy in there? You've
Yeah.
already poured it in?
Yeah, so if you see what I have my hand here on the two pieces of wood on the outside, it actually starts out as one piece of wood, and I cut it down the middle, and then I flip the outside edges into the middle to give you that river shape, and then I
Wow.
fill the gap with colored epoxy.
Dude, I'm so excited for you to build my table. I know Kathleen's ahead of me. Or
Yeah.
who's going to get their table first, me or Kathleen?
Kathleen.
Come on.
Yeah, ladies
Suck
first.
up.
Ladies
Yeah,
first.
you're just sucking up.
Well, we have stuff to pick out the wood for yours.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've got work still. Okay, great. We'll talk about that after this. All right. So how long does it take? So is this table finished?
No, this is probably halfway through. Here, it still that takes a lot of sanding. Okay, so sanding takes the most amount of time. If you notice, I speed it up. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to watch me sand for
Right.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's like listening to me or watching my thumbnail. And they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But you sped that up. And so did you learn that early on? Like, hey, I probably shouldn't be painfully taking them through this? Or did you do that?
Well, I did, so the first time I thought to myself, they probably don't want to see any of the sanding, so I sped right through it. But then people were asking, well, what grit are you using? What type of sander are you using?
Yeah.
And by the way, you can monetize all of those questions, by the way.
What?
Okay.
You're going to plug a sander, right, or the sandpaper.
Yeah. So
right?
so a few $100s every month from what I make from YouTube also comes from Amazon, because affiliate marketing,
Yeah.
that's-
And then those backlinks, right? Is that
Yep. If they can get through to Amazon through my door, I get a
little commission from them?
Exactly. Yeah. And so why not? It doesn't take me any more time.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, and that dude's killing it, right? He's getting a little penny off everybody.
Yeah.
What a cool concept. And you know what's cool about Jeff Bezos? You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think
The
so.
founder,
Right?
of Amazon. The guy started in San Francisco in his apartment with his then wife, selling books, and people thought he was crazy. Like you're going to have this internet mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Gore helped him out, right, to build the.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Al Gore created the internet. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sorry, Vice President Gore, picking on you there. Yeah, that was his claim to fame, is that he was a internet creator. But
Oh, cool.
we'll debate that on a different show.
Okay.
So yeah, Bezos, man, had this idea of I want to make a little extra money. He was a bright guy, had gone to business school. His wife was a really bright lady. But they wanted to make, a little side hustle.
Yeah.
And so bringing that side hustle thought, and maybe your boss doesn't want to hear this at the railroad contractor, but do you have a goal set for when you can tell your boss, hey, man, I love you, but I want to go do this
Yeah.
full time?
That's a good question. And that question right there is the scariest question. I'll just be flat out honest. Like,
When he listens to this, what are you going to tell him? So
I mean, he already knows.
Oh,
we already,
yeah.
we already talk, and he actually lets me use some of the space there.
what a cool guy.
Yeah, dude, that guy's great.
That's
He's
This
really
is the dude, when I was looking at your video, he was in his Porsche
yes.
for your gender reveal, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was doing a burnout in his
Not
Porsche.
for your gender reveal, but
Yeah, they actually
your babies.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. I don't reveal my gender in public very often.
Oh God.
So
I'm
yeah,
probably going to get kicked off YouTube like immediately.
yeah, he's a great guy. Really cares about people, and it's pretty awesome. But yeah, that is the scariest question because
Somebody preach to business owners real quick
Yeah.
on that.
sure.
Google does this thing with their employees where they'll carve out a portion of their day for their employees to be able to be creators and to be, innovators.
Yeah.
And I would encourage entrepreneurs to pay it forward to teach other young people. You don't necessarily have to give away your secret recipe or give away your process. But like I encourage my team, I'm like, look, do what you do well and attach yourself to, another person's dream until yours comes alive for you. You might learn something along the way. Like old Zachy Poo over here on audio is an amazing, really amazing musician.
Is that his handle?
Zachy Poo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it will be now. Yeah, everyone will know. He's got a song coming out, Cupid. There you go, Zach.
Poo.
That's it. That's 99% royalty charge there.
Okay.
But I'm going to have him on the show soon.
Yeah.
Because I really do want to champion entrepreneurs, and it's not really easy to call people and say, hey, come on my show. I want to talk to you about how successful you are.
Yeah.
But I really do want to take ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things and go, remember when they were on my show when there were 4 subscribers, and I might be embellishing 4 right now. It could be like -3, but we're getting there. There's hope. There's a desire.
Right.
But in working through this process, man, is just championing people with where they are and helping them achieve where it is they want to be. That's a lot of fun, and it's really great to see people grow. So, man, props to your boss.
Yeah.
Props to people that you've had experience with, like your buddy at Stone
Coat
Coat,
countertops.
who has, man, championed you. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So, and talking about how you put this process together, I'm sitting here watching you mix this epoxy,
Yeah.
which I suck at. I think I almost lit my garage on fire a couple of times with how hot this stuff got and how quick it turned into cement.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'll really see this table pop after I pour that on there.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you were working with this, how many times did you screw up the first time before you got it right? How many times you have to go back and sand it down?
A lot.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not alone in that.
No.
Where I screwed up my
No.
garage. Yeah.
No, but I will say though, when I was younger, NASCAR tech time,
Yeah.
I did a lot of fiberglass work.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I did have a leg up.
Right.
Just mixing resins together and things like that.
Understanding that set time and
Yeah.
how quickly it cures and
Right.
okay. So when you're doing this process, do you have a technique that you do that maybe other guys don't do? And I don't want you to give away your trade secrets or
No, I
anything,
do.
but-
I do. I feel that if I give it away for free, the process,
Yeah.
people will be more likely to buy my product.
Wow.
Okay, so
I call that freemium.
yeah, right?
Free premium content, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah,
Whoa,
see
look
how
at
they
that. That is cool. Ian,
Yeah.
pull that up, man. So this is where you've laid down
a thin coat. It's called a seal coat.
seal coat.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is sealing all the wood fibers and pores so that air bubbles don't show up in the final coat.
All right. But I guess we've skipped ahead here. There was a process before this where the green portion of
Right.
the epoxy went down.
Right.
And how do you make the color? What happens there?
So if you go to my website, you can get those colors. GoodViewWoodworks.com.
GoodView Woodworks. All right.
But it's a powder pigment. Yeah. Go to store.
Go to
right
your
there.
store, yeah.
That's right.
All right.
And there's got some merch
Some
there.
swag.
Yeah. And then you can click epoxy.
Did you bring me a T-shirt tonight?
I did not, but I can.
All right. I don't think we're going to air this show.
But here are the
Okay.
powdered pigments. I have over 50 different colors.
So this is your brand. This
This
is your
is my
stuff.
brand.
Wow.
Yes.
The P1000.
That's right.
So you have these different pigments. Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
powdered pigments. Yeah, there's liquid
Okay.
dyes and pigments as well, but right now I have powdered pigments.
So this gives folks the opportunity to watch your video and then do it DIY, right? Do it themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have known that before I did my garage. So,
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
How much material did you use for your floor?
oh God, it's embarrassing. Because I screwed up.
Yeah. Even if you didn't screw up, how much?
Ian, do you remember how many you got? What now? I've got a 3-bay garage.
Yeah.
It was 790 square feet.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 20 some gallons.
Yeah. Just in the middle of that river was 12 gallons of epoxy. Right.
You're
in the middle of
kidding.
that
On the
river.
river table.
Yeah. Right. See, look at
Oh,
it now.
how cool we got back to that right at that time.
Yeah. Look at that color, man.
That is beautiful. And so this is going to be in the dude's yacht, right?
Yeah. It already is in. It's in. He's had it for a little while.
Wow. Yeah, since we're throwing out props to the dude's yacht, we have to get a ride on the yacht for
Yeah.
showing his table
I'm
off.
still waiting on that one too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
All right. We'll give him a call. We'll harass him. So how did you get those swirls and that light green, dark green?
So
That's in the pigment?
it's
within
yeah,
those-
because it's a powder, right? It stays suspended.
Do you remember what you used?
Yeah.
Like if I'm on your site now, do you remember what that was? Putting you on the
Yeah. So those pigments. When I made that table was before I had my own pigments.
before you made. Okay.
Yeah. And so, but those colors I do remember. It was rainforest green metallic, copper metallic, and Crater Lake blue.
So you were explaining that process, the way that breaks up, what's happening, and what's the chemistry of that.
Well, so the way you get the swirls is once you pour the epoxy, obviously it's thin, right? It's a little bit thicker than water, but it's still thin.
Yeah.
The pigments will fall to the bottom. So you have to wait till it starts to set and starts to get thick, and then
That
you
is
swirl
absolutely
it,
gorgeous.
and they stay suspended in the.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a technique to that, and I guess there's an art to even screwing it up.
Oh yeah, dude, I've messed up so many. Wasted a lot of money.
Now on a table like this, so the way you were saying earlier in the show, how you saw the table, put them back together.
Yeah.
If you had this epoxy down in there, what happens when you mess that up? Do you?
Oh, if I were to mess up that,
Yeah.
it's time to start over.
Really? Like a whole new piece of wood, or can you dig all that out, grind it out, or?
You could, but it would probably cost more for your time
No
to
kidding.
dig it out than it would be to buy the
Wow.
stuff again. Now, it comes in 1.5 gallon kits, and they're about $150 for a gallon. So about $100 a gallon.
Okay.
12 gallons of epoxy. The lumber itself
That was $12, right? That's the math on it.
Right, exactly.
$1,200.
And the slab of wood right there was $900. So you can.
wow. So just in materials alone, $2,100.
That's right.
Wow, that is crazy. And how many hours, so man hours, that you have like in that table?
About 35
Good
man hours.
Lord.
Mhm.
Wow. So it's a labor of love, man.
It is.
Does that become cathartic for you when you go out there and you're working on a table? Do you get a time to kind of meditate? And
Yeah.
is that like your Bible study time?
Well, not my Bible study time. That is a separate time. But, yes.
Thanks for Jesus juking me there. Right.
Yeah. But I set some time aside. But no, when I go out into the shop, I don't play any music. I have it dead quiet in there.
Is this the dude's yacht?
Yeah, that's his yacht. Yeah.
Oh, God. Is that okay? Can we put that up? That was your thumbnail.
That was the thumbnail.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
We probably shouldn't put the guy's yacht up there without on our show, so I'll just pause it there with you doing your gang sign.
There you go.
But yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
while you're working.
Yeah, I don't listen to any music because it's a
Really?
distraction. For me, it's a distraction. A lot of people like to listen to it.
Yeah.
But while I pray and I think about things, and while I'm working, and so yeah, I like to keep it quiet.
You know what I do when I'm really wanting to get in the zone? I will go find clips of Mike Tyson. Yeah. It gets me in the game, man.
Yeah.
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 So not really, but
Maybe a little dubstep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I throw in a little. Yeah, and then I'm all charged up and ready to
Nice.
roll,
Yeah.
take on the world. Any big projects coming up?
Yeah, I mean your project, right?
Yeah.
The podcast table is a big project.
So we're going to do a ceremony, and we'll make a little special podcast for when my table's done.
Yeah.
We'll do a little show, and you'll take us through the process and
Sure.
talk to us about it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. I'm really excited. And then I'll do some video at the house of the table you're making for Kathleen, and we'll put that up on the site and
Yeah.
share that for folks. 2020 is a little crazy, right?
Yes, it is very crazy.
And so we're halfway through the year now.
Mm-hmm.
What's goals? Do you have any big goals that you've set for yourself for 2020?
Yes, I do have big goals. By the end of 2020, I want to have all of my debt paid. Not my mortgage, but
Yeah.
everything besides
Yeah.
my mortgage paid off. I think it's a good goal.
Yeah.
Definitely a smart goal.
Right. And you've been specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time sensitive in attacking that goal.
I'm trying. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not perfect, but yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I'll show you an exercise later with try. This Kathleen's going to hate that I'm doing this to you. Have you
No,
ever done this?
I think I've heard this from you
Yeah.
before.
The try, like try to pick up my pen.
Right. You can't try to pick it up.
You either do or you don't.
Right. Exactly.
And it drives me crazy because I'm like, ugh. It means I'm either doing it or I'm not. Why are you looking funny over there, Noah? Is that you like that noise? Oh, I think I've done it to Zach before.
Oh, you have. Yeah.
Yeah, because when he's really screwing up here at the company, he's like, "I'm trying, boss. I'm trying." I'm like, "Really?
There is no
Try to pick up this pen." You know.
There's only do or do not. Right?
Right. Mm. Let's not talk about the things you did at 15, Zach. We'll do a show on that when we interview you. Yeah. So tell me, what you're reading right now.
Well, the Bible, definitely reading the Bible.
Jesus juking me again. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
No,
That's awesome.
No.
Specifically in the Bible, there's 66 books, right?
There is
Still,
66,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Unless it's the Book of Mormon, but we don't count that one.
That's not hit on the Bible. Got some great Mormon friends, but
Mormons are great. They're super nice people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really are. And you spent a little time out there with Aaron, right?
I didn't, but I have been out there. Yeah. Whenever we go out there for family
Right.
trips. and
Aaron
things.
did. Aaron had.
Aaron
some time,
was there for
right.
10 months.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So you're reading the Bible.
Yes.
What are you finding in terms from an entrepreneur, businessman, young entrepreneur?
Yeah.
What can you share with the audience about what you've found in that book
Well,
that has helped you be a better businessman?
well, so okay. First of all, I want to throw out. Jesus said the two greatest commandments are. Do you know what he said?
Please
Love
help me.
God
Love God.
and love people.
Love
He said
people.
all of the law and commandments are combined in
Yeah.
those two. They can be summed up in those two.
Wow.
And the way that I put that in is I have a lot of people asking me questions. I have thousands of
And you're like,
comments.
dang it, I don't want to talk to you.
Well, yeah, but I really do. I
Sounds
had that
terrible.
thought, but I got to realize, not only am I helping this person create their project and something they spent money on and things like that, but
Yeah.
I also I'm teaching them, but I'm also sharing that I'm a believer. This is how believers act,
Yeah.
by loving these people as well. And that's such a strong word, right? People don't like to say I love you or
Right.
whatever, but really that's what it is. When you treat somebody
Yeah.
just like you want to treat yourself,
Yeah.
you're loving that person. And so the way that translates into my business, right, is I give away the information for free. I help them as much as I can. I answer all their questions, and even if it's like I say this: no such thing as a stupid question. Just stupid people won't ask them. Okay, and
That's good.
yeah, and I constantly I've answered the same question probably 2 million times. Okay,
Right.
and
And then you got stupid interviewers like your uncle, like, oh God, please.
no, those questions are good, but it's like people don't watch the videos, and then they'll ask me the question, and I've said it 8 times in the video.
Yeah.
But I have to remember, this person could be supporting me in some sort of way. Or
That's
whatever.
a great attitude, because I won't mention this guy, but I follow him on Instagram. He's a NSW or Navy Special Warfare guy. I love that community. Got a lot of friends and clients in that world. But man, he does not pity fools. If a guy asks him a question that another guy just asked,
Mm-hmm.
he's got to work on his love. So you're saying you have this empathy for people who will ask the question and the answer's in the video.
Right.
So if you're listening today, before you ask Nathan the question, he loves you, but watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video. But no, but I set up this whole thing where people can ask me
Yeah.
any question, not any question, anything pertaining to what's
I was
going
about to
on.
ask you a question.
But they can come on. As a matter of fact, every Tuesday I have a live stream called Shop Talk Tuesday, and that's all it is. People come in
Shop Talk
to talk
Tuesday.
shop. Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
ask. It's a Q&A session where they can ask questions and I answer them. And you'd be surprised. There are a lot. I met some guys, never met them in person, but that have donated to the adoption fund just from answering questions.
Man, that's awesome.
Right. So yeah, our adoption, by the way, we never had to finance it. We paid cash for the
Wow.
entire thing.
And that's usually
All from-
expensive, right? Do you mind sharing what an adoption would?
No, $40,000. Yeah.
What?
$40,000.
I thought it was like 10.
No.
I'm way behind in this.
Yeah. It after lawyer. So we're about 37 in, and we have to finish paying the lawyer, and after that it comes out to be about
Wow.
40,000.
Wow.
And
Then
but
you
we-
throw in some diapers.
Right.
Then you throw in some college.
Yeah, that's the upfront cost. That's before,
Yeah.
It's all beforehand. So
Man.
but-
But Esther, what a beautiful little girl, dude.
super. Yeah, she's
so
great. She's a great kid.
She actually looked at me and smiled today, which I don't get often from
Yeah.
little babies. So
Well, yeah,
that's kinda- yeah.
she likes.
yeah,
She likes.
she
people.
likes grizzly looking dudes.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so pretty much 70% of that money came from. I think 60% of that income came from people from YouTube or people I haven't met.
No
before.
kidding. So there's still some good in this world. Is what you're telling me.
That's
There's
right.
still some people who love and
Yeah.
have generosity. That's
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Man, that is awesome. And I've got 6 minutes on this clock over here ticking down. I don't think I told you this yet, but really proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
It's really cool to see you have this this budding success in your business, and
Yeah.
so I wish nothing but the best to you and hope you crush it. It's cool to see how you've gone through a little valley with it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I wish that on you,
Right.
but that you've seen that, hey, when things go bad and
Yeah.
when things aren't going your way, you got to stay in the fight. You got to stay in the game. And if you're passionate about it, and if you think about, well, what's my purpose and where is it that I want to go,
Right.
you will have success on the other side.
That's right. I know you know Dave Ramsey, right?
Oh,
He
yeah.
says, You know,
Dave's awesome.
right? Live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later.
That's
I think
very
about
cool.
that all the time.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great quote. He's going to send you a bill for that.
I said he said it, so
Yeah.
I didn't take credit
okay.
for it.
That's how the see this is stuff I'm learning on YouTube now. So as long as you're quoting them, give
Yeah.
them a little cred, right?
That's right.
It's good. So there you go, Dave.
Did you notice my hat, Rubio mono coat? No, that's
Not what is that?
so that's a finish that I use on my tables. They sent me their hat. and stuff.
Rubio.
Mono coat.
Dude, I am just throwing out the cred to everybody for
That's
you today.
right.
So
Yeah.
that's great though. I mean, that's sharing the love because it takes a team, right?
Mm-hmm. It
To
sure
make the
does.
dream work.
But that's true, man. It's really hard to do it
Yeah.
all on your own. I would say it's almost impossible
Yeah.
to do it all on your own.
Oh man, doing this and what I set up, you know, I was like, hey, I want to do a video podcast. My son-in-law's in the movie business. I got my personal assistant and paraplanner in our real business, Noah, helping us, Zach over here on audio, and then the rest of the team from Sophia to Sarah to Kathleen, Lizzie. Lizzie's always bossing me around. That's my little girl, the youngest
She's awesome.
of the 5. Yeah, she's the most awesome of the Porters, right?
She's awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to interview her. I'm going to have her on here one day.
You should.
Yeah, she's going to drop
Yeah.
some knowledge on everyone. But yeah, it really does take a team, and you know, I think it's important that we share that in a community, that you can't do it alone.
That's right.
And it's really cool to see how you and Aaron have teamed together, and you've built this business that I hope you just knocked the leather off the ball, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have you back
Okay.
once the table's here, so
Yeah.
hurry up.
Okay.
All right? Quit goofing off and quit
Trying.
taking those vacations.
I'm trying to quit goofing off.
Yeah. You're trying?
That's right.
We're going to work on that.
I'm not going to quit goofing off.
No, good. Me neither. All right, man. It's the Porter trait, right? Just be a little dumb, a little stupid, but fun. Have fun doing it.
That's right.
Yeah. I learned it from your brother.
Oh, my brother.
I mean, your dad. My
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah.
Your brother in the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, okay, that was dumb. We'll end it on dumb.
Okay.
But it was really cool having you here today.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Our studio audience would love to give you a little, where is it at on here?
Where is it at? There. Okay.
Yeah, they're a little slow on the uptick.
Like, come on, guys.
Right, come on. They put the sign up.
Isn't
Applause.
this good content?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So they can find you on GoodViewWoodworks.com.
Yep.
And your
can-
YouTube channel is the exact same?
Yep. GoodView Woodworks. I'm the only one that pops up when you type it in. And they can email me directly on my website as well. So
And what is that?
there's a little link on my website.
On the website, there's an
yes,
email.
you just click it and it'll
You don't
send
want
it
to
right
tell
me.
people what your email is?
Not my personal one. No,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. All right. We won't do that.
I don't have to scroll through all those.
All right, man. Hey, cool. Thanks for coming out today. I'm looking forward to seeing my podcast table.
Yeah, me too.
All right, dude. Love you, man.
Love you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Good.